right, let's talk about what's going on at Holy Apostles over this next week and in the coming weeks ahead. I love doing these videos for you. I love talking about what's happening here, the events that we have coming up, the construction that's going on, just all the things that are happening here that make this kind of an exciting place to be right now. So I've got some announcements that I'm going to roll through there with you. I'm also going to give you a preview into my sermon for this coming Sunday. So let me bring up all that stuff and I'll shoot you right on over there. So give me a moment here. All right, we're up and rolling. These are the weekly announcement videos, and I know I failed already. This video is definitely going to be coming out on Thursday. I'm recording it on Wednesday, but it will definitely be coming out on Thursday. I'll try better next week for you. But you do have the QR code. You can just click on that or hover your camera over it, and it'll bring you right to our YouTube page. As well, we have one of these for our website as well, which is not that one. But let me move on from there and get into the heart of what I really want to talk to you about. We have our pet blessing coming up this week, this Saturday at 10 a.m. If you've got pets, and we would love for you to bring them. Elizabeth and I are going to be running the pet blessing as we have the last couple years. It should be a lot of fun. Check out the different pets that show up, and it's just an opportunity for us to love on your pet. So on Saturday, 10 a.m., it's pretty quick. It's usually over by 10:30, but we would love to see you at that event. So mark that on your calendar. Get it on there right now. All right, moving on from there. We've got the Great Awakening series. Look, I was pleasantly surprised at the attendance on Sunday, given the fact that this starts at 8:30 in the morning. And I know that that's pretty early for a lot of our people, particularly when Christian formation usually doesn't start till 9:30 and church doesn't start till 10:30 normally. But with the construction and us being in the parish hall, we had to start this at 8:30. So I do want to thank all of those that carved out time in their schedule to get up early and be at Holy Apostles for our Great Awakening series. We're walking through the 4 Great Awakenings that have taken place in the United States since the birth of our nation. The first one we looked at last week, we're going to be looking at the second Great Awakening. That's going to introduce you to a couple interesting people. First of all, it's going to bring Charles Finney into the mix. And if you're not familiar with Charles Finney, he's an interesting fella. Probably the first theologian that I really read his books. Now, I'm not a huge Charles Finney fan at this point in my life, but there was a time that was my guy. So we're going to be talking about Charles Finney and some other guys, and one of these other guys has the nickname Crazy. So anytime somebody is known as Crazy so-and-so, he's worth looking at. So I'm going to introduce you to him as well. Second Great Awakening follows similar path to the first Great Awakening, but there's some really interesting differences between the two, which I am going to bring up to you, obviously, on Sunday. So Sunday, 8 a.m. in the parish hall. We'd love for you to join us. Try and make these worth it for you. If you're going to wake up and get here at 8:30 in the morning, I ought to have the decency to make it something worth coming to, and that is what I'm committing myself to. That's what I commit myself to all the time. But that's what I'm definitely committing myself to in this series. I want to make this something that you feel is worth showing up for. Also, our our Zoom Bible study has started. We had our first one on Tuesday. It was an introduction to the book of Mark. If you missed it, or you were planning on attending and something came up, please don't think just because you missed the first one you can't jump in. You can jump in at any time during these Bible studies, and we would love for you to join us and be a part of it. Also, Deacon Carol has a Bible study on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. And Deacon Elizabeth's Bible study is going to be kicking off here pretty soon on Thursday evenings. So all these Bible studies for you, one in the morning, one in the evening, and one online, so that we want to be able to provide an opportunity for everybody to participate in some Bible study at Holy Apostles. So we got you covered across the board on that. So that, just keep in mind that Carol's Bible study on Wednesday and my Zoom Bible study are both up and running at this point from here on out. Oh man, cut off. I don't know why that cut off. It's kind of a bummer. Anyways, this is my sermon slide for Sunday. I'm going to be preaching on Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. And I forgot to bring the verses up for you, but I just wanted to read just the very beginning of Hebrews because it's one of my favorite books. Well, it is my favorite book of the entire Bible, but I love how Hebrews starts. I think that it's really just an amazing way to start a letter, and it should hook you and grab you right from the beginning. So let me read this to you. This is what I'm going to be preaching on Sunday. This is verse 1. Long ago, at many times and in many ways, God spoke to our fathers by the prophets. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed the heir of all things, through whom he also created the world. That's verses 1 and 2. I went on to verse 2. That's an amazing section of scripture that should just grab you and bring you right into Hebrews. So I'm going to be preaching on that. Super excited about it. I'm also going to be preaching on verses 3 and 4 as well. But that's just... those verses get me every time. I absolutely love them. All right, so men's group. There is a development with men's group that I want you to be aware of. So first of all, our men's group is up and running. This is our second one of the year. And it will be October 8th. So that's this coming Tuesday, October 8th at 6 p.m. But Beef O'Brady's, where we had been doing our men's group for probably the last 3-4 years maybe, has closed. We were meeting in their private room, so my objective was to find another place that had a private room and to see if we could get in there. What I did was I went down to Charlie and Jake's down there on O'Galley. It's a barbecue place, absolutely wonderful food. I love it. Great selection of drinks there as well. They do have a private room, although it's a little bit bigger than what we're used to. And they're not willing to reserve it for us fully. They are willing to reserve tables for us in the private room, and generally that's their overflow seating, and oftentimes they don't have anybody in there unless it is reserved for that group. So on this coming Tuesday, we're going to try out Charlie and Jake's on O'Galley. Well, I got it all set up for us. We're going to go down there, be in their private room, and then the men can let me know, hey, we like this location, or no, we don't like it. We want you to try something else. But for this month, for October, we're going to try Charlie and Jake's on O'Galley, and I look forward to it. So keep that in mind. Same men's group, same time, same date as usual, but the location has changed. We're no longer meeting at Beef O'Brady's. we're going to be at Charlie and Jake's. So keep that in mind for this coming Tuesday, 6 p.m. Hope to see you there. Also, the Honoring the Past Building for the Future program just continues on. The work going over there is pretty cool. All the electrical work has been done. The insulation has already been installed. The tongue and groove wood ceiling is about halfway to 3/4 of the way installed. That's looking really, really nice. I love it. And the big thing for us that's taking place right now is the roof on the parish hall as well as the sanctuary is getting to the point where it's almost completed. So a lot of work's going on over there. It's a lot of fun to watch them do that work. As the work goes on, we are preparing for Rally Day being on November 3rd, and it looks more and more likely that we're going to be able to hit that November 3rd. In fact, we are so sure that we're going to hit November 3rd that we already put the sign-up sheet in the parish hall as well as the sign-up sheet for bringing items. Again, Rally Day is a celebration of Holy Apostles and the year ahead, but it's also a celebration of this project and the work completed. So we're going to be bringing in Mexican food. We're going to supply the meat, but everything else we're asking parishioners from Holy Apostles to supply, like guacamole, sour cream, tortillas, all that sort of thing, beans. So everything else is being supplied. So the sign-up sheets will be in the parish hall on this Sunday. If you're willing to bring something, it would be much appreciated. And if you wouldn't mind signing up, because Rally Day is a little bit different, we don't know what to expect. We don't know how many people to expect because it is the opening of the church sanctuary. Both services combined with that opening, we're going to be sending out special invitations to people that we really hope to see there. If you don't get an invitation, it's generally because we just expect you to be there because you're there all the time. But we're sending out invitations to people who maybe because of COVID, they haven't been attending or their attendance is sporadic. We want them to know, we really value you, and we would love for you to be here during this celebration of Holy Apostles. So that's what I got for you this week. That's what's going on. Don't forget about the pet blessing. That is on Saturday. Everything else is in the week ahead. So the announcements on Sunday will cover those as well. What a great time to be at Holy Apostles. So I hope that you have a wonderful week, rest of the week. And how about them Vikings, huh? 4-0. 4-0 for my Minnesota Vikings. I just had to throw that in there. I'll catch you on the next one. Hope to see you at church.